Well, hello there. Thanks for joining me. I am Dr. Jen, and this is my life as a landlord. I am so pleased you joined me for today's show and educating yourself in your landlording world. Michael and I watch a lot of YouTube, YouTube University. And now let's remember there's a lot to learn out there, and YouTube is just one of many tools that you can use. A recent video included Daniel Pink reviewing some of his favorite books, 21 of them, in fact. I was actually pretty amazed. And it was mesmerizing. And I went, you know what? I actually have quite a bit of a library myself. Maybe it would be interesting to show all of you what I have in my libraries. Now, of course, I have multiple offices. I've got one on Maui and then I've got one on the boat. My library on the boat is actually bigger than the one I'm going to show you today here on Maui, but I wanted to at least go through some of them because even if you take away a nugget or two, or maybe you've read the book, or maybe you're looking for something that you might find a solution for in one of these books, this is likely going to be interesting. So I'd like to share some of the knowledge base that I have with you, and maybe there's a tool or something. So if you're watching this on My Life as a Landlord, you'll see me physically grabbing the books and showing you the library that lives right here on my desktop, literally within an arm's reach on Maui. But I must tell you that I actually have another bookcase in the other room, and so I'm only going to show you these ones. Okay, I am going to take the background off, adjust the background filter and effects. Okay, I'm just going to say none. So this is straight up. If you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing my straight up, this is my den. This is where we are, okay? So my library is right here. So I'm literally just going to start grabbing these books. Okay, this is just a journal. So don't worry about that one. Okay, first one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And for added fun, if you've listened to the podcast before, you know that every time I read it, I write the date that I finish it in the back cover of the book. And so I've read it 29 times. It's very different every time. And my bookmark is, if you can see it in the camera, it's $1 million bill from the game Cash Flow, Robert Kiyosaki. This is my bookmark for Think and Grow Rich. It's very well worn paperback. But if you have not read this, this is the #1 book besides the Bible I would recommend that you read for business. Think and Grow Rich. Okay, that's my first one, and it is sitting right there. Here we go. Now, some of these names you are probably going to recognize because I've had them on the show, which is why I have the book. Playing the Wealth Game by Freddie Rapina. This is where he's talking about, are you playing checkers or are you playing chess? This is a fantastic book. It's called The Strategies Behind Financial Moves That Win. So if you are interested, I've got a podcast with Freddie, fantastic resource. This is another one of my favorites. I interviewed Michael Matthew, who is a CPA from Canada, and this is called From A to Zen. A is EH, from A to Zen, real estate, peace of mind strategies for the Canadian investor. This is about Canadians who are investing in the US and how to do it properly. And so again, I've got a podcast on this with Michael because he talks all about how to do this properly. And I've actually learned a couple things looking at his book, reading his book. And so it sits there because it's actually one of the most questions that I get a lot is how can I, as a Canadian investor, properly invest my money in the US regarding real estate? And so this is one of the ones to set it up. Terry Schauer, I have had her on the show as well. This is called The Mindful Landlord. This is actually really jam-packed, like super jam-packed with metrics and checklists and all kinds of stuff. And she is really very super practical. So I've had her on the show too, Mindful Landlord. That's another one. This one is not landlord based, but it's good as well. I like it. It's called 15 Secrets Successful People Know About Time Management by Kevin Cruz. And this one's got a couple different ones. It's got stories about Twitter and, procrastination, avoiding procrastination and things like that. So this is actually really good. If you're struggling with time management, this is a good one. Okay, this one is for Hawaii because I'm sitting in Hawaii. This one I use quite a bit, only because I'm looking at certain different things. This is called Regulating Paradise by David Callies. Now this is the second edition. There is a first edition, but this is when people are just getting into real estate and trying to understand zoning laws and how it all works in Hawaii. I tell them to start here because it's a good baseline. It's not the end all be all. but it's a good baseline. So I've got this sitting here because when people start talking different things to me, I use it as sort of a reference book, but there's others that I use as well. Okay, this one, Natalie Coulter, no, sorry, Cloutier, Natalie Cloutier, The Build to Rent Strategy. I ordered this, I just got this. This is about building rentals. And this is what Mike and I are doing, or we're trying to do up in Canada. We're trying to do that here on Maui too. But the build to rent strategy, I'm about to have her on the show. So I ordered her book and read it because she's going to be on the show soon. In fact, I need to schedule that with her. Very cool. Talking about lessons learned and financing, and really good. Okay. This person I've had on the show twice. This is Wendy Myers, Lessons from the Landlady. She's actually got several books out, not all about landlording. Some of them are about, I forget what the name of her second book is. I think it's something to do with chaos, but yeah, that's applicable in my house as well. But Lessons from the Landlady, Wendy is just chock full of knowledge. She does all kinds of rentals in the Midwest. Brian Hennessy's Due Diligence Handbook for Commercial Real Estate. This is one that it's actually really thin. It's only about 60 pages. And I have it underlined all over the place about budgeting and how do we actually do due diligence on commercial deals. And so this is a very quick read. It's not easy, but it's quick. And so it's got a lot of checklists in it. Very happy with this one. This one too, now we're getting into the more meat and potatoes about buying apartment buildings and such. This one's called Commercial Mortgages 101. By Michael Reinhardt. I haven't had him on the show. I probably should. But this is all about trying to evaluate. It's due diligence too, but this is also about using due diligence but qualifying for a commercial mortgage because it's a little bit different. Like there's two different animals there, right? Okay, this one is called The Complete Guide to Buying and Selling Apartment Buildings. This is the second edition by Steve Burgess, right? Berges. And this one is like a textbook, like if you were going to have a college textbook. So this one's talking a lot about exit strategies. This is actually really helpful when you're creating your pitch deck. If you're listening to this and you're syndicating deals, trying to buy apartment buildings, or you're part of a syndication, this is a good book to have. Managing rental properties. The book on managing rental properties, find, screen, and manage tenants with fewer headaches and maximum profits. This is by Heather and Brandon Turner. Of course, by Bigger Pockets. Brandon lives right here on Maui. Yes, I've seen him at Costco. And so this is actually fantastic. It actually even has standardized forms in it. So if you're not, it gives you at least a starting point, right? So this is pretty incredible. There's all kinds of forms and things in here, and it talks about the different locations. This is US based, but it is has some applicability to Canada as well. So, and it's got a lot of information in here. So make sure if you are, especially if you're scaling, if you're going up, you want to make sure that you've got some kind of context for scaling. Okay. This one is called, oh, I've got 3 left. This one is called A Landlord's Guide for Cultivating Profitable Tenants by Walter Frank and Sylvia Friedman, a guide for the do-it-yourself landlord. Now, this one is older. I'm trying to find the year on this. I actually really like this book. It reminds me of a library book, 1988. I guess it's not that old, but it has like a dust jacket on it, which is kind of cool. Dealing with tenants, accepting tenants. It just tells you that this has been going on for a long time. Like this whole notion of renting people housing that's not linked to their employment. Very interesting. And this is all about awkward conversations. I mean, it's pretty incredible when you look at this. So Landlord's Guide, this is pretty cool. And 2 more. Landlording on Autopilot by Mike Butler, a simple no-brainer system for higher profits, less work, and more fun. And it's doing it all from your smartphone or tablet. Some of this stuff, I don't believe on all of it, Landlording on Autopilot, because it's on your smartphone, but I feel stupid when I'm looking at some of this stuff. So this, you have to remain engaged. You can't just completely unlock, but it's got a lot of great references and resources, payment plans, challenges. This one is how to go 100% digital after they move in, which this is talking about writing your ads. Where can you market? Especially if you're going to do some additional buying, which is good. And then this is the last one in here. You might recognize this. This is the Landlord's Kit. Jeffrey Taylor, founder of MrLandlord.com. So if you do not have this right here is basically the Bible of landlording when it comes to, and it's small print. Like, look at this. It is super small print, but he's got forms in here. He's got, holding fee receipts, credit reference checks. This is going to give you a guideline. I mean, this is where do you think I get all my stuff from? I take it from other people. I'm a nugget landlord. This is where I find my nuggets, is in books like this. So MrLandlord.com, Jeffrey Taylor, I would love to have him on my show. He is pretty amazing, and he does a bunch of events too. So if you're looking to network with other landlords, he actually puts on events all over the place. Last year it was in Puerto Rico. No, Puerto Vallarta. Sorry, Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, this is sort of the workbook on how to be a landlord. The landlord's kit. That's exactly what this is. So that's my library coming through on what I have on my desk in Maui. I hope that was helpful for you. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 books. There you go. I'll put all that in the show notes. Hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.